who is the best 7-star in All-Star Tower Defense. That is what we're going to be figuring out today, guys. We're going to be showcasing and ranking every single 7-star in the entire game, guys. It is going to be a banger video, so you guys know what to spin for in the Stardust banner. Also, guys, don't forget, we are getting some other new 7-stars very soon. Old Will Ultimate and the Almighty, all right? Yamamoto and, Yhwach, or something like that. So those are coming very soon, guys, at the top of the tiers. All right, here we go, guys. So let's go get this 7-star tier list started. Here we go. Also, before we hop in it, don't forget to smash the subscribe button. Help us reach 500k subs. We're just a few subs away to unlock our next code unit. I got some more info about the code coming up soon, so make sure you guys tune in for that. It's going to be amazing. All right, let's go get it cracking with our first set of units and rankings. All right, first up, guys, what the heck happened to my avatar? I don't know. All right, we got attack effects on high. Everything's popping off. Here we go, guys. First up, we got the one and only Metal Cooler. Now, some things people don't know about Metal Cooler is his stats are actually pretty banging, man. Dang, look at that damage, guys. Not bad at all. You give him the Fire Rage Orb, hey, he's popping off. So, also, people don't know, you can actually get Water Affinity on Metal Cooler pretty easily. I have a video on that. If you want to go check it out, make sure you guys go do so. I'll try to have it linked somewhere. All right, so if you guys want to learn how to get Water Affinity, I got you. All right, let's go quickly run through his upgrades real quick and take a look at his AoE circle while we do so. Cheap upgrades, guys, very cheap. And you're going to see his AoE circle gets ever slightly bigger with all those upgrades. All right, and then Supernova gets even bigger, and then he gets Self-Clone. Pretty much the most busted OP ability in the game. All right, basically allows you to shred bosses. It's slightly better than Psycha, all right, which is the other summoning OP unit. And here's his attack effect right there. Looks pretty dope, guys. Now, the thing about Metal Cooler is he's meta for pretty much every single raid in the game. And but a problem with Metal Cooler is he sucks for Infinite. He also got a new model recently. I kind of like the old one better, though, not going to lie. So, Metal Cooler, guys, I'm going to have to slide him in probably low S tier. Mainly because he's only good for... Honestly, I don't know, man. I might put him in A tier, guys. I'm not going to lie. Like, he's no longer meta for a lot of things. You might as well just bring other units. So I don't know. I don't really think I could give him S tier in good conscience. He's still a good unit, but I just feel like there's a lot of units that have replaced him now. All right, next up, guys, we got our boy Vegu Blue Evolved. Now, this guy has a couple of features that are nice about him. First up, he's actually cracked out for story mode. Here's his story mode upgrades real quick. All right, there you go. You can pause the video if you want to see them. But look at that, guys. For 90k, he's doing 1.2 million. That is banging with his AoE. Pretty OP. All right, and they look pretty cool effects, too. Now, if you want to make him, I don't know, man. The problem with him is his infinite mode stats aren't that great. All right, he's actually not even ranked that high. However, he is a hybrid unit, which is pretty good. But the problem is, like, he's okay at everything, but not good at anything. So because he's not really good at anything, like, I'm gonna have to probably say he's mid, C tier. Like, I just really can't recommend you spend your Stardust on him. There's just way better units out there, guys. Like, way better 7-stars. He's definitely one of the worst 7-stars. All right, now also Broly, guys. I'm just gonna speedrun Broly. Broly's even worse because he is unusable in raid mode. All right, literally unusable, and his damage is pretty good. Look at that, guys. So he's decent for damage farming. I'll give him that. But like, there's just better units out there, guys. I kind of feel like he's a waste of your Stardust if you're going for him, which is really sad to say, but it's true. So because of that, I'm gonna have to rank him slightly below Blue Vegu. All right, I just really can't recommend getting these guys in good conscience. Just not worth it. All right. However, there's one unit, guys, that you should never, ever, ever get, and that is Cell. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't want to control. I wanted to do that button, but whatever. All right, and that is actually I should probably control it so he doesn't mess up the things. And that is Cell, guys. I'm sorry, but Cell, they really screwed him, bro. His stats suck. Every 6-star in the game is better than him. Honestly, guys, there are 5-stars in the game that I'm pretty sure are better than him. Like, literally, he is the worst 7-star in the game and probably will be for all times. But he has cool effects, though. Look at that. Not bad at all effects. But I just wish they didn't do him so freaking dirty, man. And honestly, guys, he is hands down the worst in the game. D tier. Don't get him, guys. Honestly, I think he's unobtainable now, so maybe they'll make him tradable or something. So yeah, I guess he's unobtainable, so you don't really have to worry about it too much. All right, next up we have Naruto and Sasuke. If you combine them, they do become Kurama. Now, Kurama just sucks. I am going to spawn the beast and show you his effect. So this is his attack effect, but he sucks, guys. His DPS isn't even high. Like, honestly, Kurama's just a waste of money. Here's his stats if you wanted to see them, though. Yeah, he's just a big waste of money, guys. Please don't get Kurama. Now, Kurama itself, I'm just putting him in the D tier for please don't get. It's just not worth your time. However, the units that make him up are not too bad. Now, the problem is Naruto is kind of mid. Now, you're going to see he's decent for raid modes. I'll give him that much, but, like, his stats for infinite mode just aren't meta in any capacity. And so I really just can't really recommend Naruto, guys. He's just kind of mid. Now, his partner in crime, Sasuke, is not mid. He is the only Black Flames unit, guys, that hits airs, which is pretty good. However, I think with Pucci's ability, that might be now irrelevant, which is a little bit unfortunate, but he's still a good unit, guys. All right, 3.2 million for 8 Black Flames, and not even that expensive. 4.6 million a pop. Honestly, and hits airs, like, come on, guys. He is a great unit out there, but I just don't think he's meta even for air infinite mode anymore. So I'm going to put him in the, like, I'll put him in the A tier. He's still good, but not really meta. All right, let's go hit up the next rankings. All right, here we go, guys, for our next set of 7-star units. All right, first up, we do have a meta unit right here, guys. We got Diabolo. Now, Diabolo isn't really that good for raids, I'm going to be honest. He's not bad, though. Like, he has some... I guess, actually, he's kind of unusable in raids. I'm not going to lie. However, he is really good for gauntlet mode with his ability. Basically, his ability teleports all the enemies backwards and time stops them. Like, it is really busted. It's definitely meta for gauntlet mode, meta for, like, I don't know if it's not really meta for raids, but definitely meta for every single infinite mode in the game. And because it's meta for every single infinite mode in the game, you kind of got to put it in S tier. All right, however, the thing is, I'm not going to put it at the top of S tier because it's not good for normal modes, but it is OP for gauntlet, guys. So Diabolo, make sure at least one person on your team has him, otherwise you will be sad. All right, next up we have Princess Apollo. Now, Princess Apollo is just a dumbed down version of Rimuru. And because of that, I don't even know, man. I mean, Princess Apollo does have a cool ability with reveal, basically allowing you to remove some of the effects. It allows you to remove decelerates, powerfuls, etc. So that's pretty cool. And it's pretty cheap too, so she's kind of good for story mode. So I'll give her some credit, and she has a pretty cool ability. So she's basically like, if you don't want to get Rimuru or you're trying to solo gauntlet mode, she's not a bad bet. But like, she's pretty much only good in gauntlet mode, because if you're running infinite mode, you're just gonna bring Rimuru instead. So like, while she is good, I just feel like she's just a solid B tier 7-star. All right, because like, again, the bar for 7 stars is higher. Now, like, this doesn't mean that she's a B tier unit. It just means she's a B tier 7-star. Okay, so if you guys are crying, like saying they're in the D tier ranking based on the 7 stars only. Obviously, if I'm ranking them against other units, they'll be in a higher tier, but just compared to 7 stars, this is their rankings. All right, next up we have Ichigo. I'm just gonna speedrun Ichigo because, guys, I'm sorry, Ichigo sucks, man. Oh my gosh, Ichigo might be the biggest waste in the game. I'm sorry, look at his damage, guys. He's unusable, guys, in story modes. Unusable in raids. Unusable. It's terrible. He has such cool effects too. Like, look at this, awakening, allowing him to smack those air units. Like, that's really dope. Like, he had a cool idea. Basically, he only hits air units. That's a pretty cool quirk. But the problem is his DPS is just so mid. Like, it's not even in like the top 10 of DPSs, and he's a 7-star. So like, he just needs a buff, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna actually, honestly, I'm gonna put him like slightly better than a freaking Cell. Like, this is how much I think Ichigo needs a buff. Like, this guy is straight up disrespected hard. Oh my gosh. All right, sorry I'm raging right now, but that is really sad to me. All right, next up, let's go check out someone a lot better. We got Katakuri. All right, everybody knows Katakuri. Now, Katakuri actually surprisingly good in raids. For story mode, he might be a little bit pricey, but for raids, he's perfect. Like, honestly, with that big boy AoE, he's great. He's a great unit, guys. Highly recommended. And he does a little bit of damage too. And hey, if you need that fire element action in the raid, why not? So basically, you can either use him or Blackbeard. It kind of doesn't matter. So pretty good units right there to bring. So I can't really complain with my boy Katakuri. S tier easily. Probably, maybe even up there with Diabolo. Probably better than Diabolo overall, to be honest. He's more usable in more things. All right, so it looks like we got some air units that are kill us eventually, but that's fine. We got Mob. Mob actually does hit airs. So he does hit airs from the start, which is pretty useful. And the thing about him is he's so cheap. Like, if you take a look at his upgrades, like, look how cheap they are. You can actually get Reality Destruction. I don't know how they do it, but somehow they get Reality Destruction in raid modes. I don't know how they do it, guys, but they do it. Now, this does 7.5 billion damage, which is a lot, but it's not as much as Goku. However, he's really good in gauntlet modes. He's good in a lot of modes. So, like, overall, I definitely think Stampede is pretty much a W unit. I'm going to give him A tier. He's a really good unit, guys. Honestly, underrated. I think he's a lot of more potential than people think. So, if you can somehow max him out in raids, you're good to go. All right, last up on this set, we have Meliodas. All right, Meliodas' stats aren't bad. You can see he's decent enough for raids. Like, that's actually not bad at all for raids DPS if you're trying to do Marine HQ. and final charge, and there you go. He also has disintegration, which is meta. Basically, it cuts the enemy's HP by 60%, so it's really OP. All right, now that doesn't count towards your damage or anything, but it's really helpful. And he also does hit airs, and he buffs money. Like, buffing money is massive. He buffs money by 20% if you have him in your leader slot. So like, Meliodas is a goated unit. Honestly, underrated. Like, I'd probably say he might be more worth it than Diabolo. So like, he's like that cracked. He's a really great unit to have, guys. Definitely underrated. And he was supposed to get a blessing. Let me see if I have a picture of that blessing still. Let me see here. It should be in the big leaks folder. I don't know where it went. Big update leaks. Oh, here we go. Here's the blessing. So hopefully this actually drops, because they've been lacking on the blessings lately. I'm not gonna lie. All right, let's go check out the next set. All right, now we're starting to take a look at some of the OP units, guys. This is gonna get good. So let's start off with Aizen the goat. All right, now Aizen is goated because he has 2 abilities and he does pretty good damage as well. So he has 2 abilities, and look at his raid damage, guys. His raid damage is insane. His infinite damage though is kind of mid, but look how much you're doing, guys. For 48k, he's doing 956 and dark. So you can combo him with Astd and basically just make the wrecking crew of death. And also for that price, it does include hypnosis reverse. All right, which allows you to basically make the enemies move backwards, which is really OP. All right, and of course, guys, you can get him maxed out, and then he has this ability right here, which allows you to do like clone enemies and with half their HP. So basically, this ability right here solos every single raid in the game as long as you can get an Aizen maxed. So he basically slaps every single raid ever in the game. So because of that, and he's meta for infinite mode as well, top of S tier as of right now. Really go-to unit, guys, for raids and meta for infinite as well. I don't know if he's meta for air infinite, but he might be. Actually, I don't really think he is meta for air infinite, because I don't think his ability works on air units. So that's the only problem with him, is he doesn't work on that mode. All right, next up we have Zoro. Now Zoro, he's a good unit. However, he has a few caveats. Like, one, look at his raid mode upgrades. They suck. He needs a big raid mode buff, because he sucks in raids. But he's goated in infinite, sort of. The problem is he's not really the best bleed unit in the game. However, he is the best bleed unit that does hit airs. So that's like all he has going for him. However, most people are going to be bringing like guts and stuff along, and maybe even Pucci. So I feel like Zoro kind of moves down a little bit nowadays. He's still a good unit with insane DPS, but like, I just feel like people aren't going to bring, I don't think he's meta anymore. So like, because he's no longer meta, I kind of find it hard for me to put him higher than the B tier. All right, but he's still a really good unit, guys. All right, just not really worth your Stardust right now. They're just more meta units out there. All right, next up we have Deku. Now Deku, I'm just going to quickly go through him. He has basically every ability under the sun. All right, you can change him into all different kinds of modes. All right. Now he can stun the units, which sucks, is dumb. All right, now he's a slow unit, which is pretty cool. All right, now he can buff as well without attack, and you get some more upgrades. And then, of course, guys, he has Q energy to hit airs and stuff. And, of course, his final stats are also pretty good as well. So he's kind of like a jack of all trades. I think that's good enough for, like, low B tier, in my opinion. All right, not a bad unit. Oh, I forgot to put Naruto down there. Naruto, honestly, like, slightly better than Cell. Honestly, actually, Naruto's more usable than Ichigo. I'd probably put Naruto, like, bottom of C. All right, next up, guys, we got Shigaraki. Now, Shigaraki does have a cool ability, and he's really cheap, too. He's actually underrated for raid mode, I say. So, like, if you're doing raids, like, look at this hybrid and air, and look at that damage, guys. That's actually really freaking good for raids and stuff. He's busted. Really good for raids, but the problem is Decay. It's a pretty cool ability, guys, but it doesn't really do much. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it does, like, 1%. Like, look how much that does. 3 out of 400. That's less than 1% damage every couple of seconds. So, it's just so underpowered, but it is cheap. Like, so it is not too bad. I just feel like they could kind of maybe buff him a little bit. So that means I'm gonna probably put him, I don't know, man. I feel like he's worse than, I don't know. He's better than Deku in some respects. I'm gonna put him slightly higher than Deku, just because he's really good for raids, as a hybrid, just straight up damaging unit. All right, next up we have Tundra, who also buffs money by 20%, which is OP. Now, Tundra is great, guys. He is meta for every single game mode in the game. And look at this, guys. Sunburn and Hybrid. Yes, please, guys. All right. Tundra is definitely one of the most go-to units in the game. And, of course, he does buff money as well. He's meta for raids. He's meta for infinite mode. He's meta for pretty much everything. I'm going to put him slightly worse than Aizen. He is a highly recommended unit to get, guys. If you see him in the 7-star banner, I definitely think you should get him. All right. Just mainly because he's like the best leader unit slot ever. Like, he's just goated. Really good unit. All right, next up we have Gohan on this list. Now Gohan is basically another raging unit, but the problem is, even with raging, his DPS is so low, he's just not worth it. and he's not even cheap enough to like take advantage of it, because you're gonna have all your money spent on like other expensive units. So I just don't think he's usable right now, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Like, he's not even good in anything. I think he deserves D tier. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, guys. It's kind of sad, but like Naruto, you can at least use Naruto in a raid. There isn't a single mode I would recommend using Gohan for. I'm sorry, guys. Unless somebody wants to tell me why I should rank Gohan higher, I'm putting him in the D tier. Honestly, I'll say he's better than Ichigo, but like nobody should waste their money on him. Like I don't know, man. He needs a big buff ASAP. All right, let's go move on to the next units. All right, guys, here we go. Now all these units are basically OP, so they're all getting high rankings. So Sid is the GOAT, guys. He buffs money, and look at this, guys. He's meta for raids. Look at this insane stats, guys. I wish he wasn't so hard to get, because they made this guy so meta. Also, for infinite mode, he does so much bleed damage. He has one of the highest DPSs in the game. And also, guys, he has that 6.5 billion damage nuke. All right, which is really, 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 really OP. Look at that, guys. Look at my damage. It's all the way up at 8. Actually, maybe it's only 6 billion now. All right, so I'm only up to 18 billion. I don't know what happened there. Some sort of bug or something. But I guess it's only 6 billion. Maybe they slightly nerfed it. I don't know. But yeah, look at those stats, guys. Those are some insane stats. Guys, you got to get Sid. I'm sorry. I wish they made him easily obtainable, but like, I don't know, man. He's up there with Aizen. I don't know which one to get better. I'm going to be honest. It's really close, guys. It's really close between these two. I might give Ombre the edge, though, because he does buff money. And he's a little bit better for things than Aizen is. But Aizen's ability is better than... yeah, Aizen's ability is pretty good, too. It's close, guys, but I'm giving Sid the edge. All right, next up we have Guts. Now, Guts is also good at as well, but the problem is he does kind of suck in raid mode. Like, I'm sorry, but these stats just aren't good enough for raid modes. They're just not. However, he is basically the best unit in the game otherwise. Like, his rupture stats are just so insane. Like, 12.2 million in a 5 SPA is just so busted. He is kind of pricey, though, at 13 million, but, like, he is so busted that there is no way, guys, that, like, you're not touching him in infinite mode. You have to bring this guy. He is that goated. Legit that goated. Okay, I'm about to use the wrong path. He is just the beast. You got to go for him, guys. So, honestly, though, because he's not meta for raids, I think I have to put Aizen slightly above him, because Aizen is meta for everything, basically, and Guts is not. So, Guts falls down the list just a little bit, but he is the highest DPS in the game, not counting Sid's nuke. Which probably puts Sid over the edge, I'm not gonna lie. So I think Sid definitely has it, but this guy's also full AoE, which is way better than Sid's crappy AoE. All right, next up we have Griffith. Now Griffith is a nice unit because he's one of the few units that slows down airs. All right, you can see he gets hybrid, and he's cheap too. If you want to slow airs, it's really, really cheap. It's only like 56k, so affordable in pretty much every mode, which is really nice. And his damage is actually really good as well, guys. 4 million for 9 SPA. That's popping off, guys. I'm not gonna lie. That's really good. Highly, highly recommended unit to get. All right. Honestly, people hate on him, but he's really good because the problem with Katakuri is Katakuri don't slow air units. This guy does. So for that reason, and the fact that I feel like he is meta in more infinite modes than Katakuri is, I'm gonna give him the edge over Katakuri. I know I might get some hate for this, but guys, trust me, try Griffith out. You are going to love him, and you're gonna realize that he is better than Katakuri. All right, I'm not gonna lie, guys. This guy, do not sleep on Griffith. All right, next up we have Boros. Now Boros, guys, he's now unobtainable, so we're just gonna speed run it. He is not good in raid mode. He is infinite mode only, but his stats are completely whack, man. They're just so OP, guys. He's just straight up busted. 81 for 12. He is, I think, he might even still be the highest air DPS unit in the game. And he has also a really, really big AoE circle. Now, it's not as big as the Admiral, like Admirals, but it's still really big. So, very, very good unit, guys. Highly recommended you get it if it was possible for you to get it. I know he's going to come back, but for now, he's going to be unobtainable for a little while. So, Alien Boss, unobtainable for a little while, but really, really good. Honestly, though, like, I can't really rank him that high. I'm going to put him at, like, the bottom of S tier, in my opinion. I know I might get some hate for that, but I'm going to be realistic there. All right, next up, we have Boo Kid. Now, Boo Kid actually does buff money, which is pretty nice, but it's not as much as the other units. It's only 15% versus 20%, which is kind of annoying. But he gets, the nice thing about him is he gets time stop for only 20k, which is pretty good. And some good damage too. Like, his story mode stats are really good, guys. Like 100k DPS in story mode, busted LP, especially with this full AoE action as well and time stop. Like, this guy is raid mode, story mode, tower mode king. and Infinite Mode King as well, and also Gauntlet Mode meta. I believe this guy is like the only unit that is meta in every single mode in the entire game. Like, this guy is just straight up meta for everything. He even has good DPS. With sleep, he literally replaces Aizen as well in a lot of scenarios. So like, for that reason, guys, Boo Kid is just pretty much the best unit in the game right now for 7-star wise, I think, in my opinion. Yeah, honestly, guys, I think Boo, he's the only unit here that's meta for everything, but he's kind of, yeah. So I'm gonna have to put him at the top of S tier for now. We'll see if any unit can dethrone him, but I doubt it. All right, next up we got Kirito. All right, don't worry, I didn't forget him. He's meta in raid modes, guys. Look at this stats, man. He's busted OP in Marine raid, etc. Pretty much solos most raids. And honestly, his stats are pretty much really good as well. So the thing about him is he does slightly less damage than Boros, but he actually is usable in raids, unlike Boros. So for that reason, I think he's more worth it than Boros. All right, yeah, I definitely would say Kirito is better than Boros. He only does slightly less damage, and he has a more usable SPA too. Like, I'd much rather have this faster SPA. It just makes life usable, but he has a really weird like crit function. So like every third hit does like triple damage or something. It's really weird, but he's a really good unit overall, guys. Don't sleep on Kirito. Very good for raids and infinite mode as well, and probably even Gauntlet. All right, so we got 3 more units to go. So let's go see if any of them are the best 7-star in ASTD. All right, here we go. Let's get it. All right, here we go. So first up, we got Pucci. All right, now Pucci is underrated. What people don't know about Pucci is his DPS is pretty insane. Plus, he's not too bad in like other modes too. Like, low key for 6k, he's doing 200k damage. Like, honestly, he slaps in raid modes. Actually, yeah, for 4 SPA, that's actually really good, guys. All right, it doesn't look like a lot of damage, but whenever you factor in the SPA, it's really good. And the thing is, he has 2 cool abilities, guys. All right, I'll go read out what the abilities do. All right, so first up, guys, we have Time Acceleration. Upon activation, Pucci will create a consumable status effect for all enemies in range. When the next DOT effect, Bleed Burn, hits, it will deal all ticks of the damage over time in a single hit. So this is really OP with Guts, guys. Him Guts combo is busted meta. So basically, he does 20 ticks of damage in 1 hit. So basically, it multiplies Guts' damage to 200 million, which is really good. Plus buff like 600 million damage now in 1 hit, which is crazy. It will only take 1 hit to fully process. So it stacks with everything and has a 1-minute global cooldown. So the global cooldown of 1 minute isn't even that long. That's like 20 seconds. So you can basically just spam this ability, guys, which is going to do insane amounts of damage with Guts. And then we have Universe Reset, replaces Time Acceleration. So you do lose that, but you can just like have another unit. All right, Pucci resets all enemies back to spawn, no matter where they are on the map. But in exchange, all enemies affected by the ability returns to their full HP. So, oh, that's actually interesting. So all the enemies get their full HP, but they go to the start of the map. So that's a pretty interesting ability. So it's actually, and it's a one-time use. So it's actually really OP though. So if you're about to lose in infinite mode, you basically get a free 5 waves. Like, that's OP, guys. Free 5-ish waves with time stops. So yeah, Universe Reset is busted OP. Probably like the best ability in the entire game. All right, basically giving you, like, if you want to get on leaderboards, you have to use it. All right, it's literally 5-10 plus waves for free. Like, I don't think any unit beats that in the game. So because of that OP ability, guys, I gotta put him number 1. All right, he is the only guy that gives you so many waves. All right, it is crazy good. All right, so I mean, you can maybe make the argument for Boo, but that is just insane. Just freaking insane, man. And he has another ability as well, Time Acceleration. Like, come on, man, his abilities are busted. And his DPS is pretty good too. Look at his max DPS. Like, that's crazy, guys. 2.62 for 4. Yes, please. All right, next up we have our boy Luffy. Now, Luffy is nice because he's meta in raids too. All right, meta for raids. Actually, really meta. If you combo him with Zamasu, bro, he slaps every single raid in the game. It's crazy. And he's also has some decent DPS for airs. All right, 16.4 for 4. Single placement though, and 2 abilities. Fifth form gun does 25% damage to every unit on the map. So basically, he's the highest damaging unit in the entire game. And then we got Liberation, which is kind of some weird ability that doesn't really help you that much. It's okay. So honestly though, I'm gonna say he's probably up there with Sid in usability, but he technically does more damage than Sid. And honestly, with the new damage task, he's probably gonna be even better. So honestly, I'm gonna put Luffy over those 3. Now Goku and Vegeta is pretty good as well, good for farming damage. But honestly, like, Goku and Vegeta, I personally think they're okay, but the problem is their ability just takes forever to charge, and that grinds my gears a little bit. And plus, their normal damage isn't that good, but he does do 10 billion and 30 billion on that one map. So if you want to damage farm, this guy can easily get you like a few trillion. But the thing is, Luffy can get you like a few quadrillion damage. So like Luffy's always gonna be better. So honestly guys, Luffy's the GOAT. Ultra Goku's just kind of mid. So Ultra Goku, I mean, he's still good. I'm gonna say like, he is meta though. So I guess we're gonna have to say he's probably one of the few units here that is meta in every mode. So I'm gonna put him at the bottom of S tier. So there you go guys, there's the new tier list for 7 stars. Let me know what you think about it down below, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.